practicing my math skills. Big test tomorrow. Hey, you look like someone who's interested in energy. I bet you want to know about probably the best way to get energy to our big cities and houses, and that is through dams. Yes, a dam. Yes, a dam is this big power plant that uses hydroelectric power to produce electricity, and I'm going to show you just what it's all about. So here we go, we got the dam. See, you got the dam wall. It's right there. That's probably what you're thinking about, you know, it's big and stuff. And behind it, you got this, like, lake, river, whatever. Usually a river, this big reservoir of water. Dam reservoir. Now, on the inside, that's where all the action happens. See, anyway, you have the wall again that slopes down, and you have the water behind it, of course. And there's all the water right there. And the water goes through this intake. Right, the intake takes the water through the penstock, where it finally reaches what we call a turbine. Right here. The turbine has these propellers that are moved by the water that flows through and then goes on through an outtake. And then what the turbine does, it goes all the way up to what we call the powerhouse. And in the powerhouse, the turbine is connected to a generator, which has these electromagnets in it that produce electricity or change the energy from water, turning the turbine into electrical energy. And so what we have here is the turning of the turbine turns inside of the generator, which has a bunch of electromagnets which will convert this energy into electrical energy. And after this, the energy goes into a transformer, which then goes to your homes. So I've been showing you all this stuff about how dams work and stuff, but then you're saying, well, what's the point? What's the advantages of that over all these other, you know, renewable energy sources? So I'll show you the pros and cons of what a dam is all about. First off, they're multi-purpose. Like, you know, you could have recreational stuff in the lakes created by dams because they changed the area up and they block off the water from a river. So in turn, you have, you know, canoeing, swimming, all that stuff. Second, they're attractive. I've never heard anyone say that a big old wall looks ugly. I mean, like, you see all these pictures and stuff of them and stuff. I don't see any problem with that. All the technical stuff's inside, you know. You don't have those big old power lines and all that stuff sticking out of it. So, I mean, I would want one. It's not like a big wind turbine, big old fan turning and stuff, or solar panels. It's just, it's out of the way, kind of, you know, the eternal community. So then you have that it doesn't produce any waste. It's just water flowing through the bottom, nothing being wasted. And then it has a constant efficiency, reliable. Nothing's gonna really affect the water, maybe only if the workers don't have an upkeep on it. But all that's taken care of real easily. So it's constantly shooting out that electricity. And then energy can be saved for future use. That's by stopping the whole dam, and then you have all all that's been produced that hasn't been sent out yet, you can keep it in there and store it, maybe for emergencies or just, nothing's wasted, basically. And then it's time proven. It was probably the first renewable energy source. Before it was used for energy, it was used to block off large bodies of water, but now we have all the purposes and stuff. Now for the cons. First, it has a really high cost. It's going to take a lot of money to get the materials to build a big old wall with all the electrical stuff. But, that's just how it is. Take some to make some. And we have geological damage. That's caused by when they're cutting out all this land for it, and some wildlife might be killed or something, or nests. It's going to change the landscape up. There's no doubt in that. And then finally, it takes time to become profitable. That's because from all the costs that it takes to do that, it's not going to have much revenue just yet. Maybe in due time, though. Now for some statistical information about dams. In the United States, 7.1% of the power produced in the United States is made by dams. And that's a lot. That's 2,869 trillion BTUs, or British thermal units. And also, you might say, well, are these really been used? Could they have more dams across the world? It doesn't seem like they're being used, but it seems like we could have a whole lot more. Well, did you know that less than 20% of estimated feasible potential has been developed on dams in the world? Asia, South America, and Africa have mass potential for use of dams to give them a lot of renewable energy sources and help the world out overall. But they need money. So who's going to give that money? I don't know. Now you're thinking, well, if these things are so great, I guess there's no way to improve them. There's just nowhere to go. Well, that's not true. Actually, a lot of dams that aren't kept up well, and the workers there and managers and stuff, they have the risk of being hurt because of maybe poor safety practice or something. Someone gets killed. Then you have a deficient dam. Deficient dam means they can't use it anymore. It's done. It's just sitting there. So, what are we going to do? Well, we could reduce the number of deficient dams by upping safety regulations and, just improving the overall walls and stuff. They just need some serious study into how they need to operate a dam even more. And then, also, the internals of the dam can be improved. Turbine, generator, the main components of it, really, they can all be improved. You're going to have more efficient ways and more technological advancements on the way, Well, like we said, the dams have a high cost, geological damage, and they take time to become profitable. If you want to improve them, improvement come from eliminating the cons. So we can see what anybody can come up with. And that wraps it up about dam energy.